Right now on Good Morning America, first look, air travel chaos. New details overnight about a plan to reduce the number of flights at major airports because of the shortage of air traffic controllers. The airports that'll be affected.
Like a war zone, what we're learning about the moments after the crash of a UPS cargo plane in Kentucky and the people still missing.
A new arrest in the nationwide immigration crackdown, igniting controversy. This one outside a daycare, why authorities say they had to take action.
A developing story, a massive explosion, leaving multiple firefighters injured on the sidewalk.
Win, lose, or draw, the tied election settled with a deck of cards.
The big vote today, should Elon Musk get a $1 trillion pay package at Tesla?
Caught on camera, two bikers come face to face with a mountain lion.
And the record-breaking goal in pro hockey, and the goalie who tried to hide the historic puck in his pants.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America, First Look.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. I'm Sophie Flay.
I'm Mola Lenghi. We're learning new details this morning about a plan to cut back on the number of flights at major airports beginning tomorrow.
Yeah, it's all because of the government shutdown and the lack of air traffic controllers. We now know the airports that will be affected and just how many flights may not take off. Travelers are being warned to have a backup plan. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the details. Nicole, good morning.
Well, Sophie, good morning. The Transportation Secretary has announced sweeping cuts to air traffic. Thousands of flights could be grounded, and officials say they're making this move in the name of safety. This morning, new details about the FAA's plan to make unprecedented reductions to air traffic beginning tomorrow to ensure the safety of the flying public during the government shutdown.
This is about where is the pressure and how do we alleviate the pressure.
ABC News overnight exclusively obtaining the list of the 40 airports that will be affected, from Hartsfield-Jackson in Atlanta to LAX in Los Angeles, and from Miami to JFK in New York. Sources say the FAA will begin cutting 4% of the flights tomorrow and will ramp up to 10% of flights through the coming weekend if the government is still shut down.
I think it's going to lead to more cancellations. We're going to work with the airlines to do this in a systematic way.
The cuts will not affect international flights.
This is going to be an unimaginable, unprecedented, unwelcome, unpleasant level of chaos. If you don't have to fly starting on Friday, please don't. Stay home.
The safety concerns stem from air traffic controllers going unpaid during the shutdown, calling out sick and leading to staffing shortages.
You were already short-staffed.
Correct.
And how much worse has the shutdown made it?
It's exponentially made it worse because we're exhausted now.
And how much does that compromise air safety?
That compromise goes up every single day.
Overnight, United Airlines saying it will offer refunds to anyone who does not wish to fly while the flight reductions are in effect. Frontier CEO going further, making this recommendation. If your flight is canceled, your chances of being stranded are high. So I would simply have a backup ticket on another airline. The government shutdown is now the longest in U.S. history. President Trump is again pressing Republicans to change the rules of the Senate and eliminate the filibuster to bypass Democrats and pass a spending bill with a simple majority vote.
Republicans, you will rue the day that you didn't terminate the filibuster. Be tough, be smart, and win.
But Senate Republicans say they don't have the votes. Democrats, boosted by their wins on election night, say it's time for Republicans to negotiate health insurance premiums at the center of the shutdown drama. Democrats swept all key races Tuesday night by promising to address the high cost of living. President Trump on Fox News last night spoke about high prices.
I think the biggest problem is Republicans don't talk about it. They don't talk about the word affordability, and the Democrats lie about it.
And as for the government shutdown, bipartisan talks on Capitol Hill have gained steam, but no major breakthrough has been reported. Now, in terms of those flight reductions, hundreds of thousands of people could see their flights canceled each day. It's unclear right now which flights from those 40 airports will be affected. Sophie.
A sticky situation, Nicole. Thank you. Millions of Americans may now struggle to heat their homes as another government assistance plan runs out of money due to the government shutdown. The Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program is now suspended. Millions of others on food assistance are still in limbo, waiting for SNAP benefits. Now, this was the line of cars waiting outside a food bank in Texas this week.
Well, in Kentucky, the death toll is rising, and people are still missing after that terrifying UPS plane crash. And now, new video evidence is emerging.
This morning, the search for answers after this UPS cargo jet in Louisville, loaded with nearly 250,000 pounds of fuel, lost an engine during takeoff. 12 people are confirmed dead, including a child, but that number could rise.
Oh my God!
NTSB investigators say they found the plane's black boxes and are reviewing videos showing the flight bound for Honolulu barreling down the runway with its left engine on fire.
And we have viewed airport CCTV security coverage, which shows the left engine detaching from the wing during the takeoff roll.
As the aircraft begins to rotate and tries to gain altitude, we see sparks coming out of the center engine, which suggests that some of the debris may have damaged the second engine.
This truck driver's dashboard camera capturing the moment the plane hit the ground, skidding on its side. The crash badly damaging a petroleum recycling plant and an auto parts warehouse.
Did everybody make it out? No. What do you mean no? No!
3 employees of the auto parts business are still missing. The CEO tells us his business looks like a war zone, adding the plane is in pieces. The fuselage is where one of our administration offices used to be. It was very tough. The governor and Louisville's mayor touring the crash site yesterday. The wreckage still smoldering. The plane had been out of service for maintenance for much of the last month, and once again over the weekend.
Basically, what we had here was probably one of the worst in history, if not the worst, uncontained engine failures.
Well, people in the surrounding area are asked to call police if they find any wreckage from the plane.
Several justices on the Supreme Court appear skeptical about the legality of President Trump's tariffs. During arguments yesterday, government attorneys defended an emergency law which they claim gives Trump the power to impose tariffs. But the plaintiffs' lawyers claim the tariffs are just taxes, which only Congress can impose. Legal scholars say even a ruling against the tariffs may not end them completely. A ruling is expected next June.
Well, a new arrest in the nationwide immigration crackdown is igniting controversy. This one outside a daycare, prompting protests and a lengthy explanation from authorities. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
In Chicago, outrage after a woman was detained by immigration agents at a daycare where she works.
My community is under attack.
We are enraged. Diana was targeted, stolen on her way to care for our children.
Witnesses claim Diana Galeano, who was undocumented, was chased inside the daycare, then dragged out. But Homeland Security officials tell a different story. They say agents tried to take Galeano into custody earlier, but they say when officers tried to pull over the car she was in, the man who was driving sped off. They say the two then ran to the daycare and attempted to barricade themselves inside, recklessly endangering the children inside. Galeano, later seen inside this Homeland Security vehicle. ICE says she was not arrested in the school but in the lobby and not in front of children, insisting they did not target a daycare. DHS says Galeano, who is from Colombia, has been in the country illegally for years. They claim she facilitated human smuggling when she paid smugglers to bring her children into the U.S. But her supporters claim where and how she was detained is unacceptable.
Imagine taking your child to a daycare where they are now at risk of their teachers leaving them in the class because they have been detained for being brown, for speaking Spanish.
Galeano's supporters say she has a pending asylum case and a valid work permit, but DHS says work authorization does not mean she's in the country legally. Sophie, Mola.
Andrea, thank you. 2 people in Southern California will never forget this bike ride. They ran into a mountain lion on a trail in Orange County. It followed them for a bit before charging towards them. They were yelling, trying to scare it, and then it ran into the woods.
Well, time now for your Thursday weather.
Good morning. We begin blustery in the northeast. It was a night of strong winds, in some cases damaging. The winds are letting up a little bit today, but it's still a windy day with some gusts over 30, especially in parts of northern New England, maybe a 35, 40-mile-per-hour gust. Another atmospheric river in the west coast. Heavy rain, Seattle, Portland, Medford, and Redding during the afternoon. 2 to 4 inches of rain and some snows for the Cascades and into the Rockies. A shower tonight for Chicago. It's beautiful in the southern tier of the nation. More cold air coming in early next week, coldest of the season. That's your forecast. I'm ABC News meteorologist Lee Goldberg.
Well, coming up, the mysterious crash on the moon.
Also ahead, closing arguments in the case of a teacher shot by her 6-year-old student. Who should be held responsible?
And a massive explosion leaves firefighters injured on the sidewalk.
Back now with a direct hit on the moon. An astronomer in Japan captured the moment a meteor slammed into the lunar surface. His telescope catching the small flash of light. Since the moon has no atmosphere, meteors can't be seen until impact.
Well, here in New York, 7 firefighters were injured when this car exploded in the Bronx. A huge fireball erupted. Many of those injured suffered serious burns. The crews were responding to a fire on a sidewalk at the time, and no word yet on what started the fire.
Now to Virginia and closing arguments at the civil trial stemming from the shooting of a first-grade teacher by her 6-year-old student.
A Virginia jury is now deliberating the case of former teacher Abby Zwerner, who was shot during class by her 6-year-old student back in 2023. Zwerner is suing Newport News Schools for $40 million. Her lawyers argue the assistant principal at the time, Ebony Parker, failed to act after being told multiple times that the boy had a gun.
Dr. Parker sat on her hands. At 12:21 p.m., if Dr. Parker was doing her job, she would have walked into that room, grabbed that book bag, and none of these questions would have ever been asked ever again.
Zwerner's lawyers also claim Parker denied requests from teachers to search the boy's pockets for a weapon. Parker's lawyers insist she acted cautiously and wanted to wait for the boy's mother before searching him. They also argue if the teachers thought the threat was so serious, they could have called 911. The defense also pointing to the low likelihood of a 6-year-old bringing a gun to school.
It was a tragedy that until that day was unprecedented, it was unthinkable, and it was unforeseeable. And I ask that you please not compound that tragedy by blaming Dr. Parker for it.
Earlier in the trial, Zwerner testified about the moments a bullet traveled through her hand, then into her chest.
I thought I had died. I thought I was either on my way to heaven or in heaven.
She says she needed multiple surgeries and now struggles with depression. The former assistant principal soon faces a separate criminal trial.
A new warning about counterfeit Botox. The FDA has sent warning letters to 18 websites illegally selling fake products that could carry serious health risks. Officials remind consumers that FDA-approved Botox is available only with a prescription.
Coming up, the man who's decided to quit Congress. His explanation why is something all Americans should hear.
Also ahead, the debate today over whether to give Elon Musk a $1 trillion pay package. Well, we're back with 2 candidates for a local office in rural Nevada. They got the exact same number of votes Tuesday, so they broke the tie by drawing cards. Seth Schrenzel, the gentleman on the right there, had the highest card, and he won the office. The winner gets a 4-year term as a trustee handling water and other local issues.
A moderate voice in the U.S. Congress has decided not to seek re-election, and his explanation why is a sign of the times. Congressman Jared Golden, a Democrat from Maine, says he's tired of the nastiness. He says his family has received so many threats they had to spend last Thanksgiving in a hotel. In a statement, Golden said, "As a father, I have to consider whether the good I can achieve outweighs everything my family endures as a result."
We turn now to Elon Musk, potentially on the verge of getting the biggest pay raise ever.
It's the decision that could pave the way for Elon Musk to become the world's first trillionaire.
It's not a money thing. It's a reasonable control thing over the future of the company.
Tesla shareholders will gather in Texas today and vote on whether to raise his ownership in the company from 13% to nearly 30%. Under the terms of the potential deal, his personal wealth could eventually top $2 trillion. But he'd need to meet some ambitious goals in the next decade, including growing Tesla's stock market value from roughly $1.5 trillion to $8.5 trillion, deploying at least 1 million autonomous taxis, and selling 1 million robots, like this one, called Optimus, which Tesla says can perform repetitive or boring tasks. Musk says having control of Tesla's future is more important than the money.
If we're building millions, potentially billions of humanoid robots, I can't be sitting there and one day get tossed out.
But the pay package meeting fierce resistance. Protesters gathering at the Texas Capitol saying one person should not be allowed to control that much money. The protesters echoing Pope Leo, who reacted to Musk's potential trillionaire status, saying, if that is the only thing that has value anymore, then we're in big trouble. Some investors say they'll vote for the pay package, but Tesla's 6th largest outside shareholder, Norway's sovereign wealth fund, says it will vote no.
Well, the chair of Tesla's board warns if they reject the pay plan today, Musk may leave and Tesla would lose his talent and his vision.
Well, a milestone in hockey, Alex Ovechkin of the Capitals is the first NHL player to score 900 goals. The big moment came last night against the Blues, and check out the Blues goalie hiding the puck in his pants. The ref called him out, so he had to reach back in and turn the puck in.
He knows that's going to be a valuable item.
He knows.
There. Yeah, way to go, Ovi. Coming up, the lion on the loose that really stumped police.
Plus, a young football fan really upset that his favorite player got traded. Time to check the pulse, and we begin with a boy very upset that his favorite football player was just traded.
Yeah, this week the New York Jets, traded their star cornerback Sauce Gardner to the Indianapolis Colts, and one young fan learned the bad news from his dad.
The Jets traded Sauce today.
Where?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll get you a different one. He went to Indianapolis, and they also traded. Quinn Williams.
Yeah, the kid learning early what it's like to be a Jets fan. He was fighting back tears, but a bit of a happy ending here. Something Jets fans aren't used to, happy endings. This was posted to TikTok, and guess who saw it?
Sauce Gardner himself, who responded with this video saying that he's giving that young fan and his brother 2 brand new Colts jerseys to cheer him on. Next, a shocking new detail about that $100 million heist at the Louvre in Paris.
Yeah, this one's wild. A museum employee has revealed that the password to the Louvre's video surveillance system was Louvre. Simply Louvre. The jewels are still missing, although 4 people have been arrested.
Got to get a little more creative with that one. Yeah.
Next, police getting a call about a lion-like animal on the loose.
Yeah, this happened in Ireland, so the call was a real shock. However, it turned out the lion-like animal was actually this dog with a fresh haircut. He's a Newfoundland, and his name is Mouse. Next, Miss Piggy is finally getting the star treatment she deserves.
If anyone deserves it, she does. She is getting her own feature film. Jennifer Lawrence says she is producing a Miss Piggy movie with Emma Stone, and they will both be appearing in it. Next, it's being called the world's biggest spider web.
It's in a cave in Greece, and scientists say it stretches more than 1,100 square feet. And it's home to about 110,000 spiders.
Wow, that's a lot.
No
Finally,
thanks.
call this the Panda Shuttle. Zookeepers in Hong Kong came up with this solution after their panda cubs started getting too heavy to carry.
They just added some wheels to some buckets. We'll check top headlines next. Right now on Good Morning America, first look, air travel chaos. New details overnight about a plan to reduce the number of flights at major airports because of a shortage of air traffic controllers. The airports that'll be affected.
Like a war zone, what we're learning about the moments after the crash of a UPS cargo plane in Kentucky and the people still missing.
A new arrest in the nationwide immigration crackdown, igniting controversy. This one outside a daycare, why authorities say they had to take action.
A developing story, a massive explosion leaving multiple firefighters injured on the sidewalk.
Win, lose, or draw, the tied election settled with a deck of cards.
The big vote today, should Elon Musk get a $1 trillion pay package at Tesla?
Caught on camera, 2 bikers come face to face with a mountain lion.
And the record-breaking goal in pro hockey, and the goalie who tried to hide the historic puck in his pants.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America, First Look.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. I'm Sophie Flay.
I'm Mola Lenghi. We're learning new details this morning about a plan to cut back on the number of flights at major airports beginning tomorrow.
Yeah, it's all because of the government shutdown and the lack of air traffic controllers. We now know the airports that will be affected and just how many flights may not take off. Travelers are being warned to have a backup plan. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the details. Nicole, good morning.
Well, Sophie, good morning. The Transportation Secretary has announced sweeping cuts to air traffic. Thousands of flights could be grounded, and officials say they're making this move in the name of safety. This morning, new details about the FAA's plan to make unprecedented reductions to air traffic beginning tomorrow to ensure the safety of the flying public during the government shutdown.
This is about where is the pressure
and how do we alleviate the pressure?
ABC News overnight exclusively obtaining the list of the 40 airports that will be affected, from Hartsfield-Jackson in Atlanta to LAX in Los Angeles, and from Miami to JFK in New York. Sources say the FAA will begin cutting 4% of the flights tomorrow and will ramp up to 10% of flights through the coming weekend if the government is still shut down.
I think it's going to lead to more cancellations. We're going to work with the airlines to do this in a systematic way.
The cuts will not affect international flights.
This is going to be an unimaginable, unprecedented, unwelcome, unpleasant level of chaos. If you don't have to fly starting on Friday, please don't. Stay home.
The safety concerns stem from air traffic controllers going unpaid during the shutdown.
Part of this culture. And guys, the Swiss government says more than 12,000 yodelers are now part of the Swiss Yodeling Association, all presumably saying yodeling.
He's pretty good at that.
Yeah, picking up a new skill there.
Yeah, that's your Good Morning America first look.
Have a great day.